wrong. Charlotte has interesting ideas and can express them clearly. Oh dear, if it carries on like this, I might have the wrong diagnosis. Now that I'm officially diagnosed as autistic, it's really easy to look back and spot all of the traits I had as a child and the ones that carried over to adult life and wonder, how the fuck was this missed? Anyway, I wondered if perhaps some of these things were picked up when I was younger, but the people picking these things up just didn't know what they were picking up, if that makes sense. So I thought it would be fun, or incredibly depressing, if I took a look through some of my old school reports just to see how blindingly obvious my autism was, or wasn't. Okay. Oh, curriculum information for parents. Not a parent. Data collection sheet. No. Okay. Oh, okay, they're not. Who doesn't staple? Here we go. So I would have just been, so year 5 was the first year in like middle school, so I've just bumped up from primary school here. What was this? Okay, so we've got a lot of poor and unsatisfactory. We've got a few excellents, and that is, oddly enough, in art and English. Everything else I sucked at. Music, oh, I've got excellent there as well. Okay, Charlotte is becoming more confident in using her sketchbook. Needs to practice tone and shading skills. Can you tell I'm autistic yet? This what? No, they have, oh hi. They have this wrong. Charlotte has interesting ideas and can express them clearly. Oh dear, if it carries on like this, I might have the wrong diagnosis. Oh, I can't read that. I can't read that either. What is it with teachers' handwriting? Charlotte has worked, I don't know what that was. Oh, consistently, maybe? Well, throughout the year. Okay. I don't know why extra light is going to help me understand the abomination that is this lady's handwriting, no offense. I think it's like a thing, like you can't be a teacher unless you have bad handwriting. Okay, well these are just all wrong. Is able to use her common sense in different scenarios. What was that for? PSHE, I don't remember what that class was. Science, a reasonable amount of effort made this term. Okay. Pupil summary of the year. My successes. I think my successes this year have been maths, ICT, and PE. What? No, this is for the wrong child. This is not mine. Oh, hi. Where were we? My duties and responsibilities have been tidying the classroom, taking the class repacked, and taking the register. Oh, that word is report. Class report and taking the register. I mean, that sounds a bit more autistic. Not to stereotype or anything. Okay, well, year 5 doesn't seem to be too bad, to be fair. So we're gonna move on to the next one, which appears to be the only next one that I have. Don't chew my chair. Don't do it. No! You're so sassy. Don't chew my chair. The cat has already destroyed it. What is this? Oh, it's school report. Who'd have thought it in the... Okay, well that's empty. Moving on to the next. So this is year 8. So this is year... This is moving on to year 8. So we've got a bit of a jump. I didn't know if this was a good idea. What do you want? Okay, so we're gonna skip now. Oh, hi. We're gonna. Do you have something to say? Oh, I know. Okay. All right. I just have to write this off and try again tomorrow, honestly. It is now 2 days later and I'm going to try this again. 2001 primary school report. I enjoy hymn and music history, art practice, literacy, and okay. I think I'm good at painting, DT, listening, and listening to stories. I am good at listening to stories, to be fair. I would like to be good at swimming without armbands. This is so wholesome. Personal and social development. Charlotte is a sociable and helpful member of our class. Her confidence has grown this year whilst working in whole group discussions, and she is always a welcome and willing contributor. I think they mean bossy, possibly here. Charlotte's reading has been especially pleasing, and she has shown a particular interest in maths. Never. Okay, art and design. Charlotte has created a variety of observations, pencil drawings, and she is increasingly looking for detail to add to her pictures. Charlotte has also enjoyed using paint to produce firework patterns and a picture of her house. It's my safe place. Music. Charlotte has enjoyed listening to and learning to sing songs. She has had the opportunity to use percussion instruments and used them confidently, liked them confidently. Charlotte has expressed her ideas in response to music through Charlotte has expressed her ideas in response to music through dance and has been able to make improvements. The last word just looks like few, as in like phew. Oh, ICT. Charlotte has used straight and curved lines to create pictures. She has made firework patterns. I'm sensing a theme here. Recently, Charlotte has used an illustrated dictionary and has learnt to save, retrieve, and print her work. Very good. Okay, so this is more just like about the work that I've done, not necessarily like me, if you see what I mean. Other than the personal and social development, Charlotte now needs to try harder when working independently and understand that there are times when she needs to share tasks. I wish her well in her next class. Oh, number of absences, 17. I guarantee at least like 15 of those are my dad begging me to get in the car or get out of the car and go into the school, and me just point blank refusing. Okay, so I mean that was primary school, so I would have been like age 6. Hey, already I guess I'm displaying a few autistic traits, but I get, you know, this would have been the age where I'm like learning how to basically be a human with you know, amongst my peers, how to blend in. So I'm probably going to be doing a lot of the things that they're doing because I think, you know, at that age I thought that's what I'm supposed to do. I do also have distinct memories of being in primary school alone on break times, sewing with my little sewing kit in the corner because I'd rather have been by myself than with other people. Hello, I'm a dinosaur. Are you a dinosaur? Is you? What? Back to the middle school. So, staples. There. And so this was my middle school. So back to the year 8, which I think is where we'll probably see a lot more of yeah, a little panic there, didn't you? Didn't know where to land, did ya? Mummy got ya. Mama got ya. Which I think is where we'll see a lot more of the autism coming out, just due to the fact that I'm getting older, puberty, you know, all that fun stuff, and I just think all of those things combined, it brings it out in people. The trouble is, more often than not, you know, these traits will come out in people of sort of high school, middle school age, and, you know, up until then they probably won't have shown. They might have just been quiet or shy or trying to blend in, so it's not very apparent that there was anything wrong before. But as soon as, you know, the puberty hits, it's very hard to then mask and keep masking and keep blending in because you're going through all of these changes. I know that the school, not one single person knew what to do with me. I was a rebellious little gremlin, to be honest with you. I was just fueled full of anger. But anyway, let's see what the report holds. Already on the first page, we've got 2 satisfactories for effort and 1 good for effort. Art. Charlotte demonstrates an imaginative response and uses materials with sensitivity. She started the year well and has made good progress. She is currently creating an animation in collaboration with another pupil. However, her commitment and interest have waned considerably, especially this term, with very little work being produced. Charlotte needs to be able to refocus herself and she will be able to achieve her full potential. BVE, I don't remember what that was. Charlotte is beginning to recognise the differences between opinion and prejudice. I still don't know. She usually listens to the views of others with attention. At times, however, her concentration lapses and she then finds it difficult to complete the task set. It's because I zoned out and then had no idea what the fuck was going on. English. Charlie has worked well through the year, although recently there's been a drop-off in her application. She has produced imaginative and effective pieces of writing in a range of genres and shown herself capable of engaging the reader with a strong narrative voice. Charlie has contributed well to group work and has been a thoroughly pleasant member of the class. Maths. I don't know if this is like offensive. Mathematics. Charlotte seems to be completely disillusioned with maths, which is a shame as she has some ability. That's so mean. Recently she has produced very little in lessons, and even when the task is explained to her on a one-to-one basis, she refuses to do any of the work. It's probably because I didn't understand, and when I don't understand something, I get angry as a defense mechanism, especially when I was in school. I would get very angry when I didn't. You're an angry little dinosaur, aren't you? Yeah. And I think that might be the same for quite a lot of autistic people. It's just a defense mechanism because we don't understand, and even when we know something's been explained to us one-to-one and we should understand, when we still don't, no one wants to be that person that just doesn't get it. So it's a lot easier just to rebel and just be like, nope. Charlotte is inattentive in technology and is making little progress. Charlotte, when concentrating, has produced some good... Oh my goodness. Charlotte's concentration levels have decreased dramatically over this term and have prevented her from achieving her full potential. Ah. Achievements I am proud of. I'm not proud of anything. Targets for improvement. Behaving appropriately in class, cooperating more efficiently with others, and concentrating and being attentive. These are things to improve. Organisation, improving personal organisation, completing work on time, homework, improving standards of presentation. Now, when it comes to presentation of things, I can be really attentive and like right down to the most minute detail. If it's something I don't care about, it's a shit show. Communication. Again, targets for improvement. Communication. Producing more detailed work, improving accuracy of written work, contributing more to oral work, ask for help. I'm not seeing any reports for my upper school, like my high school. I actually did get kicked out of my high school a year early. I was truanting. Is that a word? Truanting? I think it is. I was truanting so much. My mum had to come to school with me. She came and she attended my classes with me, which I honestly thought was great. It was good fun. But it's the only way they could get me to stay in school was if my mum came with me. But it got to a point where, and all I would do when I would bunk my classes is just go and sit somewhere quiet and read my book. It's literally all I did. There was one cubicle in one particular toilet that I would hide in, or there was another area where I went outside of the school a little bit around the corner and there was like a garage that was like hidden from view and no one ever used it. So I would just sit against this double garage like it was closed up and I would just lean against it and just read my book. That was literally it. Very rare occasions I would actually go home. if I knew my mum was at work. And if I was like, right, I'm gonna go home today, I would get home, I would make sure I was back in town, get the bus home to be there for like 11 in the morning, because I knew there was a double showing of Friends on E4. If that doesn't tell you I'm autistic, I don't know what will. So I did just find, and this, to be honest, pretty much sums it up, because at this age, I'll read it in a second, at this age, I'm not trying to blend in. I'm starting to learn key skills, obviously, but I guess I was just innocent. This is my nursery report. So spring of 99, so I'm ashamed to have to do this. 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I was 4 years old. Areas of learning, and this is for my nursery. Personal and social. I am pleased with Charlotte's progress in this area. She seems to be much happier now that she is sharing and taking turns. She also seems to have more friends. A face which could be sullen at times is nearly always smiling now. Charlotte still needs to have a little more confidence in herself when asked questions. Charlotte has increased her ability to concentrate and to work with others. I'm sure Charlotte will enjoy reception class. I wish her well and will miss her. Probably only teacher to ever say that. About me anyway. Language and literacy. Charlotte has always spoken clearly and quite confidently, unless answering a question when she still doubts herself. She has made a good start with literacy. She could give me 6 sounds, the ones we have concentrated on in class, and 8 letters and characters, and the sounds that they made. She has been playing group games with her first 4 words: red, yellow, green, and blue. Okay. Mathematics. Charlotte has done extremely well in maths. She has managed to identify all first 10 numbers and can write the majority of them. Charlotte does need regular practice to ensure that these are written the right way around. Charlotte has a good knowledge of shapes and positional language, in, front, behind, etc. She enjoys learning maths through games and has played a variety of sorting, matching, and counting games. She has begun to explore the concepts of weight, area, and capacity. She has used the computer to match colours, shapes, numbers, and for counting activities. Okay, on the surface of this seems fairly normal, right? But if we dig a little deeper, specifically the first one, personal and social, and bear in mind, like, teachers have such a hard job. There are so many pupils to a class that I do think, and I don't mean this horribly, I think teachers end up writing quite generic things based on what they're supposed to say about the student. So, but this seems quite sincere to me. I don't know. The rest seem really hollow and actually have many spelling errors. Not that that's important really, but it's just things I noticed. This one seems quite sincere, and it's interesting that she seems to be happier now that she is sharing and taking turns, which indicates that beforehand I was not sharing and I wasn't taking turns. This is something I don't like to do in my adult life either. I don't like sharing, and I get impatient having to take turns for things. It's just... she also seems to have more friends, so I suspect that because I started sharing and taking more turns, I got more friends, because that's what you do, you share with friends, right? So that, again, that's interesting to me. A face which could be sullen at times. That's just my face. It's just my face. I assure you, I have a resting, sullen face, apparently, and it's usually because I'm processing things. A lot of autistic people get told they have a resting bitch face, or why do you look so sad? And it's like, no, we're fine, I'm fine. The fact that you've asked me if I'm okay, even though I'm completely fine, has pissed me off. I can't explain that, it's just how it is. So things like that is just interesting to me, because I can spot it now, it makes sense. And here, Charlotte has always spoken clearly and quite confidently, unless answering a question when she still doubts herself. So again, lots of young kids probably go, you know, but from an autistic perspective, if I'm asked a question, I will completely break. I'm just like, unless I've had time to prepare an answer for a question I know you're going to ask me. That's why I'm also good in interviews, because I know more or less what they're going to ask me. I can prepare beforehand. But when I'm put on the spot and just asked a random question, I need very specific instruction / questions to be able to answer you. How are you? What, like today? Like, what in general? What do you? I can't. How are you feeling about this very specific thing? Oh, blah 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 blah. You know. So again, that's very interesting to me. Now I know what I'm looking for. Looking back at this, it's like, see, I can spot it. And the maths, I'm starting to sense a pattern here. And there is definitely a clear cut-off point where I no longer was interested in maths. It turns out, it must be true from reading these reports, when I was much younger, I was very interested in maths and clearly quite good at it. But reading this nursery report, Charlotte has done extremely well in maths, blah, 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 blah. She enjoys learning maths through games and has played a variety of sorting, matching and counting games. She's begun to explore the concept of weight, area and capacity. She has used the computer to match colours, shapes, numbers and for counting activities. So I think I found why I was so good or making good progress at maths when I was very young, because the way they teach children is through colourful games and fun things and matching and sorting, and these are all things that not all autistic people but a good chunk of us like to do. I like sorting things out. I like putting things, I'm a bit OCD about certain things, so I'm very much kind of like match things together and, you know, keep things in order. So I can kind of see how that would have appealed to my very young autistic brain. You know, oh, match these together. Yeah, no problem. I can do that easy. Matching colours, no problem. You know, sort these into piles. Sure. You know, I excel at those kinds of things. Ask me how I am and ask me some sort of algebra question. So to me, there are the signs. The signs are there. Probably not completely obvious to someone who's not looking for autism. I've lost my train of thought now. What was I saying? So yeah, and I wonder how different my teenage years into early adult life would have been if just one person, one medical professional, because I saw medical professionals and health psychologist-y people for children, if just one of those people had thought, autism? And looked into it further, I just wonder how different my experiences would have been. Because as it stands, I left school early with no qualifications and not a lot of self-motivation, self-worth. You know, I didn't go to prom, I didn't do any of those things. I didn't do any of those things. It's interesting. I mean, if you are a newly diagnosed autistic adult, have a look through your school reports, because it's quite interesting that, and it's so obvious now that we know, looking back, it's like, oh my goodness, of course, how did no one know? So yeah, that's interesting. Thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far, I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one.